Elsewhere in League One, Wycombe travel to Reading, not too far to go for Sam Avery.
No, not far at all, and Wycombe Wanderers expecting around 2,000 Chairboys fans in attendance this afternoon. For Wycombe, 2 changes as well from their last game, and that defeat to Barnsley last weekend by 4 goals to 2. In come Freddie Potts and Nigel Lonvike for Dale Taylor, who drops to the bench, and Joe Lowe, who misses out, which could be a big loss for Wycombe. It's only Lonvike's second start for the Chairboys, and Wycombe line up like this. Ravazoli in goal, with Strick serving the third of his 3-game suspension. Leahy, Tafazoli, Lonvike and Grimmer across the back 4. Midfield 3 of Butcher, Scowen and Potts, with Sadlier on the left, McCleary on the right and Berily Labala up front. On the bench for the Chairboys, Shepherd, Vokes, Campbell, Taylor, Kone, McCarthy and Kudua as well. 2 sides then meeting this afternoon, Reading and Wycombe, local sides, but also looking to increase that distance between themselves and the bottom 4. It's Reading's first home game since being hit with a further 2-point deduction, so they've now had 6 points deducted this season. That's just dragged them a little bit further towards the drop zone, but they're in good form, Reading. 2 defeats in 10, while Wycombe come here with just 1 win from their last 5 league games. It's Reading against Wycombe Wanderers.
On Sam, there's not a discipline problem. It's just a couple of games. Things have happened, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean the straight one. It shouldn't be a 3-match ban, but you can't argue with the red card. Certainly he denied Roberts of a goal scoring opportunity at the very least, so you can't deny that, and it wasn't a malicious challenge at all. Neither was the Wheeler one, really. Yes, he kicked him, and yes, it's a red card, but it wasn't malicious at all. It's one of those things, and Matt Bloomfield used the word petty there, and it was from David Wheeler. He was frustrated because he got elbowed a few seconds prior. Of course the linesman didn't spot that, but he did spot David Wheeler's reaction. But that can sometimes happen in a world without VAR. You've got to be really disciplined. You can't just react to stuff like that, because if the officials don't see it, then you've just got to deal with it. And Wheeler was on the pitch for only seconds and then sent off. So really frustrating, but not a discipline problem. No. Just briefly, I'm just looking at the league table, and the last 5 games, 1 win, 1 draw, 3 defeats, and in my head I'm thinking Wycombe have actually done quite well of late, but actually they've lost a couple of games, Sam. They're not necessarily firing as well as we might have all thought they were. No, they've not been brilliant recently. Even in the games that they've won, certainly both games against Cheltenham, I don't think they were phenomenal in.
Wembley on their minds, Sam. Wembley on their minds.
Maybe. But then you could argue that players need to be playing for their places at Wembley.
Yeah.
This is the time to claim a to claim a spot in that starting 11 at Wembley. So really that should be a positive rather than a negative at this stage of the season. But quite possibly, it's difficult. It's weird that they've played well in games where they haven't won, and they've not played so well in games where they have won. They went to Bolton and were brilliant, and ended up losing. And equally, they've had a couple of disappointing defeats as well. The Stevenage one, and at home to Barnsley. As good as they were going forward, Wycombe, they were really poor defensively, and that's why they lost by 4 goals to 2. Clips it for Labala, gets up well. Labala might drop for Lonvike. Oh, what a goal! Nigel Lonvike with a bicycle kick on the edge of the 6-yard area. It's only his second start for Wycombe. He has his first Chairboys goal, and he's taken it like a seasoned striker with a bicycle kick into the corner. It's Reading 0, Wycombe 1. Wide to Aziz, he's in space again. His cross to the back post, headed in. Reading have equalised, headed in by Sam Smith, scored in the reverse fixture, and netting again this afternoon against Wycombe. It's Reading 1, Wycombe 1. Lovely clearance from Ravazoli. Vokes has brought it down. Thought about a shot there, Vokes. Sends it wide to Campbell instead. Campbell into the box, right hand side, goes round the outside, checks back, and that's surely a penalty. Yeah. It is. Labala steps up, right-footed, scores. Wycombe in front for the second time. Berily Labala. It's Reading 1, Wycombe 2.